Hello, my name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD 89 Consulting, Leave No Vet Behind. Today I'm bringing you another educational video as it pertains to the Department of Veterans Affairs VA disability compensation claims process. And today we're going to be discussing disability benefit questionnaires, also known as DBQs. DBQs started being used by the VA, I believe, in 2011 or 2012 time frame due to the large backlog of VA claims that were pending, and also the long wait times for compensation C&P exams. So, what are disability benefit questionnaires? By VA's definition from their website, disability benefit questionnaires are documents used to elicit medical information needed to make decisions on claims and provide a standardized report format for medical examiners and opinions. DBQs are designated for internal use by both VHA, which stands for Veterans Health Administration, and contract examiners. The majority of DBQs are also approved for public use by private providers. Now, that last sentence is very important. The majority of DBQs are also approved for public use by private providers. So that means your private physician can complete a DBQ and before you submit it to the VA. Now, what's also important in that you have to remember, only certain licensed medical providers can complete certain DBQs. For example, PTSD. Those DBQs can only be completed by psychiatrists or psychologists or certain individuals working under their close supervision. And again, I'm going to leave that particular VA regulation that states that in the description section of this video. Also, if you're claiming PTSD based on fear of hostile military terrorist activity, and it's your initial PTSD claim, then the DBQ or exam has to be completed by the VA compensation and pension examiner or a third-party contractor through the VA, okay? So again, if you're claiming PTSD and it's your initial claim and you're claiming it due to fear of hostile military terrorist activity, then a private physician can't complete that DBQ. It has to be done through the VA. Now, if you're already service-connected for PTSD or another mental condition, then a private physician can complete that DBQ. And also, in most DBQs, it'll list, or in a mental DBQ, in the subject section at the top of that DBQ, it'll list who's eligible to complete that DBQ. So definitely keep that in mind. But there's one DBQ in particular that I want to bring to your attention. I've been looking at this DBQ on the VA's public, on the internet, on the public website, and that's the Migraine DBQ. And there's some inconsistencies with this DBQ. So first, let me show you what the criteria is for 0, 10, 30, and 50%. So I'm going to post that right now so you can see it. You can see the criteria for the 0, 10, 30, and 50%. And I've highlighted the 50% criteria in red. And it reads, with very frequent, completely prostrating and prolonged attacks productive of severe economic inadaptability. Okay? Very simple, straightforward. Now I'm going to show you the second page of the Migraine DBQ. Okay? And this is section 4 that states prostrating attacks of headache pain. Now, as you can see in this DBQ under section 4A, 4B, and 4C, and 4D, it covers the criteria for the 0, 10, and 30%. But nowhere on this DBQ or even in this section, it covers the criteria for the 50%. So keep that in mind. When you have your examiners complete these DBQs, especially if they're for increase, ensure that you know the criteria for the increase that you're seeking and is noted on the DBQ. Now, in this instance, it's not noted on there. So personally, I had my physician to complete a DBQ for me for increase. Okay, and I just had him to note in the remarks section on the last page of this DBQ that I had to miss a lot of work, or I was missing a lot of work due to my service-connected migraine. So when I submitted to the VA, I was granted an increase from 30 to 50%. And also, now I'm going to post the first page of the DBQ. So if you can see in the top right-hand corner of this particular DBQ, I circle in red. And the last section is circled in red is expiration date, September 30th, 2019. I pulled this DBQ off the VA's website about 9 or 10 o'clock p.m. last night, okay? And it's still on their website today. It's been there since September 2019, and it's expired. So if you were to have your physician to complete this DBQ and submit it to the VA, it will be kicked back, or they will schedule you for a compensation and pension exam through their own CMP doctors at the VA or through a third-party contractor. And now I'm going to show you a close-up of what I circle in red, so it's a little bit clearer to you. And you can clearly see that the expiration date is September 30th, 2019. So with that being said, whatever DBQ that you're going to use, make sure, one, that you check that the person that you're having to complete it is eligible to complete that DBQ, is a licensed medical provider, a psychiatrist, psychologist, nurse practitioner, or physician assistant. And also, secondly, make sure that the DBQ is not expired, okay? And so, last but not least, the last topic that I'm going to talk about as it pertains to DBQs is telehealth and telemental DBQs. And what that means is most veterans, they'll go and they'll have their physician to complete a DBQ, but it won't be in person. Okay, it'll be over Skype or over the phone. And that's what telehealth and telemental means. Okay. With that being said, a private physician cannot complete a telehealth or telemental exam. It has to be done in person. I'm going to leave that VA regulation in the description section so you can reference it as well. The only telehealth or telemental exams that can be completed are by VA examiners or VA examiners contracted through the VA. Normally, I believe those organizations are QTC or LHI organizations. So keep that in mind. You don't want to waste your money and have someone a licensed medical professional complete a DBQ by telehealth and the VA kick it back. So just make sure you educate yourself on that. Again, that the person completing the DBQ is eligible to complete that DBQ or meet the VA's criteria to complete the DBQ. Also ensure the DBQ is not expired, and also that it's an in-person exam and that is not a telehealth, a telemental exam if you're having a private physician complete that DBQ. So I hope I brought a lot of good information to you as it pertains to the disability benefit questionnaires, also known as DBQs. And also make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button, like, and leave a comment for this video. If you have any additional questions as it pertains to the DBQs, feel free to contact me. My contact information is on my website. That's www.kmd89.com. Again, that's www.kmd89.com. I'll leave the link for you down below. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or you need some clarification as it pertains to the VA regulations governing the DBQs, disability benefit questionnaire. So again, thank you for watching this video, and also thank you for your service.